Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the big show, the Big Three DFS show. That is who is in the building. It is me, Al Walsh, 14A. Walsh. You can find me on Twitter. You can jab with me. I won't poke back that hard. Now, also on the round table, Chris Sweet, Nikki Rodriguez. What's up, gents?
How's it going? Beautiful
What's going on,
Wednesday
Al?
night.
Sweet there in Maryland. We got Nikki down the bottom of the map and down in Miami down there. We got the East Coast covered on all sides.
East Coast flavor.
Now, if you were looking for your local Oregon weather channel, you can tune it to the next station because you will definitely not find it here. I got to tell you guys, I'm a little excited that the NHL is back. And I also have to tell you that new special announcement to the Big Three DFS show. My boy Jeff Spore, well, I played hockey with the guy. I should know his name. But he will be joining the Big Three DFS team to do a hockey podcast every now and again. So Friday night, 8 o'clock for the Saturday slate, he will be on here talking a little bit of hockey. I mean, the guy netted 30 grand last year in the NHL game, so definitely want to check this out.
Definitely got to check it out, especially if he made 30 grand.
Yeah, I mean, a couple lineups here and there, what we were talking about last night. I ain't going to pump the guy all the way, but,
Exactly.
He's actually a former poker player, which I like, so he's all about that game of risk and, taking it to the next level, which I'm all about. But, we've been talking all day, and, I'm learning a couple new hockey strategies and stuff like that. Basically, when we do the show, I'm just going to be lobbing it up for Jay Spo. Look, I played hockey my entire life, but I will not be the guy that says, oh, yeah, Edmonton's power play is this great, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm just going to be BSing. Basically what I do here, basically, is what I'm going to do.
Just let the man talk and you listen.
Yeah, basically lob it up for you guys, and then you guys take it away. Here we are, Week 5, NFL. Here we go, NFL season. I'm looking at a huge matchup down in the ATL this week. A lot of fantasy points going on there. First of all, how did you guys do in Week 4? Any big cashes that we need to hear about?
Nothing crazy for me. Hit the millionaire, but not the million.
Nice! Congratulations.
Not the million, though. Not the million.
Now, you didn't email me the percentages for this week, so I'm going to need that as soon as you get it. What? Too soon?
Too soon. You got to wait a couple more weeks.
I don't get it. All right, as we always do, we start with the quarterback position, and the quarterback position is brought to you by FantasyDraft.com. Go there, promo code DFS Big 3. That's where you get yourself a free $10 ticket. Now, if you don't want Doug Gilmore to come to your house and fight you in the face, well, that's what you go with. Big 3 DFS. That's the promo code that you use for a free $10 ticket. All right, let's get to the quarterbacks. Let's get this going. As I said, I'm going to Atlanta with my quarterback. Is there any other plays that should take me out of Atlanta?
No, I love that Matt Ryan pickup. I want you to talk about him.
Well, it's such a simple play to me. It's almost too simple. So by the time we get to Sunday, we might even be going in a whole new direction. 6,700 on DraftKings. FanDuel, do we have a price check?
FanDuel's 8,300.
All right. A little rich for my blood, but you know what, DraftKings, I think this is a perfect play right here. I don't see how you can go anywhere else. But Matt Ryan against this Washington Redskins defense, this is among the worst pass defenses in the entire league. Matt Ryan, we don't even need to get into statistics because Washington is so good against the run. I know statistics. There we go. But the Matt Ryan Julio Jones combo. That's something that we need in our lineups, and I think you need that every single week. Julio Jones is a boy freak, okay? He's catching ball, and as someone said last night, he's catching balls that aren't even going to him. So let's have some more of that in our lives.
Definitely. Jorge Soler just went yard. My bad, Dexter Fowler.
Dexter Fowler, that's right. I was just about to say, when the hell did Soler start batting left-handed?
My bad.
Got Fowler in my lineup, so I will definitely be cashing in this shit.
Definitely. We split it 50-50.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about that. All right, so in terms of the quarterbacks, does anybody else have anything other than Matt Ryan? Or if you do have Matt Ryan, bring something nice to the table.
Well, hey,
Uh,
why don't you guys
oh.
catch me up to the show since we had
Oh,
some.
wait. Who are you? I'm sorry. Where did you come from?
I found I didn't get an invite, so I found the way in. So
Shit, he made his way into the room.
yeah,
Nah,
you guys can't keep me out of here. You guys can't sabotage me out of my own production.
as you all know, the Wagner Wire, the Money Man, coming at you from the ATX. Now, for all you people that were looking for that Oregon Weather Channel, we got you a little closer. We got Austin, Texas. We'll try to get that West Coast weather guy.
I am.
Alan, really,
Catch me up. What do we got going on here?
Basically,
I've been spending all this time trying to get into the show.
We verbally blew Matt Ryan. So
okay, so we've done one lock at quarterback.
Right.
Yes.
And so what do we lock? We're locking Matt Ryan at quarterback going against the Washington Redskins defense.
Indeed.
All right. Well, I'm going to lock Tom Brady in because Tom Brady's back. Tom Brady versus Dallas. Dallas gives up 256 yards per game in the air. Sean Lee, he's a little bit disoriented. Greg Hardy's going to be coming hard off the end. Look for Brady to take those three-step drops and hit those slants and get ready to get that New England offense going again. Yeah, it's going to be a Brady show, and I'm liking it all the way. Tom Brady gets it done. That's my lock.
Well, when we get to the other positions, I'm going to get more into that, but I think there are some spots for quarterbacks this week. It's a weird way. It's a very weird week for defenses. So I guess that's a good thing for quarterbacks. So there could be a lot of value out there at the quarterback position.
Definitely.
Anybody else on quarterbacks? Locks.
I don't think so. Not.
I think Matt Ryan's a lock.
Yeah, sweet. Talk. I see you sitting there. I know you want to say something about Matt Ryan. Bring it.
I mean, I get to watch the Washington Redskins a lot, and like you said, they have a good run defense. I think Devontae Freeman is probably going to see an end to his 3-touchdown streak.
It's about time.
I'm going out on a limb by saying that, but I definitely think that Julio Jones is going to get loose all day. That's a easy cash game stack that I think we're going to see is highly owned. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones.
I mean, I see them doing that, yeah, but surprisingly, the Washington Redskin defense is only giving up 210 yards per game through the air, so that's something that you guys got to
They can get beat deep so easily, though, Adam. You know that.
Well,
they got beat deep on 2 plays because one dude was hurt, and I think they're going to be addressing that this week. So
Julio Jones is better than those guys that were beating them last week, so.
For sure. I'm just saying, 210 yards. I gotta play devil's advocate here or risk assessment. So we can't all be on the same Ricky the Dragon Steamboat here.
The hell we can't. Let's take a look at who they've played. All right, so we've played the Dolphins. They played the Dolphins. They suck. No offense, Nick. And you know what? Sorry, not sorry. They played the Rams where they dominated Nick Foles. That Thursday night game against the Giants, they got taken to town by Eli. Bradford put up a couple touchdowns against them last week. You're going to the Dome, the Georgia Dome, and this is where Matty Ryan succeeds. I don't see any way that the Redskins are going to stop him. Vegas even looks at it. It's going to be a one-legged man in the ass-kicking contest. A lot of Matt Ryan to Julio Jones this week. I don't see any other way that you can go. I'm sure we will by the time we get to Sunday, but here on Wednesday, no. It's all Matty Ice to Julio in this one.
But I mean, if we're saying that, though, do you feel that the rest of the pool is saying that too, and he'll be very highly owned?
Definitely.
Yeah, but you don't want to miss out on that,
Yeah, true. But I mean, that's a concern? I know that's something that we all talk about here. What about that little sneak play for $100 more? You can get Tom Brady in. That's all I'm saying.
Well, there's nothing wrong with Tom Brady in cash games either. I mean, either of those guys. That's the two right there.
God, no.
End up.
Well, what if until a Garrett Blunt week?
I think Washington Redskins defense is more complete than the Dallas Cowboys defense. I think the Dallas Cowboys defense is a closet train wreck, to be honest with you. We'll see how it goes here in this week coming up, but yeah, you're going to see a lot of vulnerabilities be exploited coming up here.
We'll talk about that game in a different position for me.
Oh! I'm looking at myself. I look like an offensive assistant coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys right now.
You do. You look like you're part of the Cowboys. And Sweet looks like he's rocking Miami Dolphin. Attire.
You ready for vacation, Sweet? What's up?
That's Bill and Ted.
Hey, Nick, you better have the futon pulled out for Sweet. He's coming down to Miami.
You know,
I'm waiting.
Al, if you shaved, you could probably get a little Tony Romo going right now. With
I'm
that
not
hat.
Yeah, I see
shaving.
that.
I ain't shaving. As Murphy Lee, I believe, was the name of the man that was in the Saint Lunatics. As he said, "Hell no, I ain't cutting my hair," but basically, I ain't cutting my face hair. So we'll go that way. All right, let's stop talking about Matt Ryan because we all know he's the greatest this week. We need wild card plays at quarterback. Wags, you're a late addition. Get kicked off through the wild cards, kid.
You want to go wild card or sleeper first? What do you want?
Let's go wild card.
All
Let's change
right.
it.
Wild card. I'm gonna have to go with Carson Palmer here. Carson Palmer coming off. He's got 1,155 yards on the year, 10 touchdowns, going up against that Detroit defense that everyone just thinks. When I first think of Detroit defense, I'm thinking hard, tough-nosed defense. I mean, they got a pretty good, solid front four, but they got depleted or they got tore up and shredded by a passing attack that's really obsolete and non-existent. Talking about the Seattle Seahawks, Wilson to Baldwin is a household name, but it doesn't really happen that frequently. I think Palmer tears this defense up. Detroit allows 271 yards through the air. Palmer, stats right now 1155 on the year. I've just said that. 283 yards per game Arizona gets. Those numbers add up. I factor a little bit of fudge, with this team coming off of an early week, meaning Detroit they got an early week to play, not much rest coming on. I see maybe Carson getting 300 going on this game and striking Larry Fitzgerald or another one of those receivers down there.
I'm a little surprised when you said, when I think of Detroit, I think Cardinals defense. I thought you were going to say, everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up and follow me.
No.
Now, while he stands tough, notice that this man did not have his hands up. That's where I thought you were going to go.
I couldn't, man. I couldn't. I'm trying to break down some numbers right now. Trying to get my flow.
I've had Cheddar Bob, man. He's the greatest.
Cheddar Bob.
You're
Cheddar
now,
Bob.
speaking of baseball movies, nobody was speaking about baseball movies except me, but that Mr. 3000 where Bernie Mac is on the Brewers, Cheddar Bob is the catcher on that team?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He's been in a few other things, too. I can't remember what he's been in, though.
What's Mr. 3000's boy's name? Isn't it a city in Florida?
Wait, the son?
No, it's boy. The dude that's Bernie Mac's boy in that movie.
Damn it. Naples? Nipples?
No, I can't remember.
Naples? Nipples? All right, fair enough. At the wild card position, at the wild card play for the quarterback, Eli Manning's the guy that I'm looking at. If we're looking at him on DraftKings, 6,800 going against the San Francisco 49ers. Listen, I know that the Niners have been pretty bad this year on defense, and I fully expect it to happen again this week. They're making the cross-country trip. They don't know what the hell's going on with that team. There's even inside rumblings that if another ass-kicking is on the horizon, then the Tomasula Soldiers will not be led by Tomasula anymore.
Already? Second firing? Come on.
It's a bit early. Colin Coward, my boy, all our boys, kind of broke that a little early with Joel Clash before. I love me some Eli Manning because we all know that he's got Odell Beckham Jr. in his arsenal of weapons. I think he's going to be a major play. We'll get to him in a couple of positions.
Got an emerging Ruben Randall as well, Al.
Indeed. And now Cruz, he's not back yet, but he could be. He's on the horizon.
Yeah, he will be.
Lying around in the weeds. He's just waiting to come back. But no, I like Eli here. I think again, one-legged man at the ass-kicking contest. Let's have some more.
Yeah, and also, an honorable mention out there is Harris coming over. He's got, what is going on there with, who's got the Bucks hat going on there? That's
me, baby. That's me. I was just making sure it worked for my sleeper.
Surprisingly enough, I got a Buccaneers pick for you that's going to shock.
Well, yeah. I was just making sure it worked. I didn't want anybody to see it, but my sleeper.
That actually gave me a good little foreshadow there, or whatever you call it.
I like it.
But yeah. I don't know where we're at. Where are we? That threw me way the hell off.
We're at wildcard quarterbacks.
Okay, chirp,
Sweet,
chirp.
sweet.
All right.
Nick, where we at? Where we at?
I got one for you. I'm gonna go
Go for it.
$5,300 on DraftKings. Jay Cutler against the 32nd ranked pass defense in the NFL. Kansas City will probably get up in this game a little bit, but Jay's gonna be throwing the ball a lot, and I mean he's passing at a better than 60% clip this year. That's who I like.
I dig it. Nick, who you got here?
My wild card play of the day. This is actually my upset of the week.
Oh.
I'm going with the Cleveland Browns quarterback Josh McCown
Oh,
against the
no.
Baltimore Raiders. I mean the Baltimore Ravens.
All right.
McCown has thrown at least 340 yards in his last 2 games against Oakland and San Diego. Baltimore's defense has not been very good against the pass this season, and I see McCown throwing another 40 passes, another 300 yards, and a couple touchdowns here.
Yeah, Baltimore's D's giving up 242 yards per game. That seems to be right around McCown's numbers. That I could see them, yielding that to him as well.
Both of your guys' picks, I like both of them. Jay Cutler, I think, again, yes, he should be coming from behind. But now they are playing Kansas City. They'll probably get more to a run offense than they will going at it at the air. That might scare me a little off Cutler. But Josh McCown, again, this is a wild card pick, so these aren't, expert picks.
Exactly.
Hey, what's up? Let's just beat the pinata some more. Now, McCown, yeah, he's definitely going to be behind against Baltimore. That's for sure. So, it's just a question of how many points they're going to score. But, yeah, hey, if we're trying to knock down one of these percentage guys, I could see some McCown. I got a bad taste. I got a bad taste in my mouth for McCown, no homo. But all his days in Tampa Bay, that just doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, the guy could win in Chicago. I don't know how, but he can't win anywhere else. So.
I'm sorry. We gave you Vincent Jackson and Mike Evans. I'm sorry, dude. Is that not good enough?
Yeah,
it's not like the
two huge targets. All you got to do is just put it up there. Holy hell.
Sorry. It's not like the Chicago offensive line is any better than Tampa's. So I don't know. Maybe he likes throwing into the wind. Like, do you want more? Do you want lower temperature? I'm sorry, Luke, but dude, come on. What's the guy from Rocky that he looks like? The Russian.
Oh, Drago.
Yeah. Drago looking motherfucker. Bastard. We're done with him.
Who's your wild card there, Hoss?
Well, I said I had Eli. But
Eli Manning.
We can go to the sleepers. Now, listen, I didn't want to make this a homer pick, but guess what? I also want a toilet seat made of gold. I'm definitely loving me some Jameis Winston this week going against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Listed at a very, very affordable $5,100 on DraftKings. Listen, this is the Jaguars we're talking about, all right? Winston hasn't had that game yet where we've said, you know what, you are worth the number 1 pick in the draft. Well, guess what? It's today, or Sunday is the day. Jameis Winston, if you want to get crazy and throw it out there, let me call it dong. Let me call it dong, baby. Can I get a dong? Do I have it?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Three touchdowns from Jameis on Sunday.
To who?
3.
I know Vincent Jackson. Who's getting them though?
Well, if you stay tuned to the program, you will hear who they're going to.
Well, with this technology, hopefully I don't get kicked out.
Yeah. Well, you have to stay tuned. Boy, this pirate hat looks awesome on me. I'm trying to get away from it. It's I don't think so. Great pirate hat. All right, sleepers for the rest of the crew.
Go ahead, Nick. What do you got? Take us around the horn.
This is perfect right here. I'm going with the number 2 pick of the draft this year, Marcus Mariota, against the Buffalo Bills at home. They're most likely going to be playing from behind. I see Mariota throwing at least 2 touchdowns. A lot of passing attempts if they're going to be playing from behind. I like this pick. Mariota.
I don't like it. I like Buffalo's defense, but again, we'll get there. And again, I got to go with my boy Winston over Mariota.
It's crazy because shockingly, Buffalo gives up just under 300 yards per game, man, through the air,
Right.
which is just weird. You just wouldn't think that that's happening at a Rex Ryan coach defense, especially how sound or at least they look on defense, but they've been getting shredded up. 297 yards per game. That speaks. I mean, that's good for Mariota. Let's see what he can do. That's a pretty decent sleeper there, Nick.
Well, here's another thing too. I mean, isn't it time for the stats to kind of come to the middle? Like we've seen Buffalo struggle. Going against passing.
Yeah, that's a good point too, man. It's after the first quarter of the season's starting, is already passed. We're going to start to see the numbers start to level out here. We should see people kind of fall into their own, and we'll see. I mean, after this week will be the true test, be the true statement. But right now, man, you got to play the numbers, especially just shy of 300 yards. That's something you might want to take. I'm reluctant because he's a rookie quarterback. So, but I mean, hell, you named the rookie, and then Nick turns around and names his counterpart there. His arch rival in the draft this year. That's some good play. That's a good storyline, huh?
Matey, look at me, pirate in the city, taking the town over.
Walsh, I got a little deal for you here.
Okay. Oh, do tell.
Whoever gets the less fantasy points between Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston, next Wednesday's show, they got to come on with a rainbow tattoo on the forehead.
All right, sold. You got it.
What's the significance of the rainbow tattoo on the forehead?
All right, so for college football, now, by the way, if you're tuned in for the college football show, it's not happening tonight. Look at that, I got right through the hat. No more college football show tonight, but Leonard Fournette a couple weeks ago was going up against the very weak Syracuse Orangemen defense, and I said, this is as much a lock as possible, so if he doesn't get a touchdown against Syracuse, I will get a tattoo of a rainbow on my forehead, and thank God he came through with a touchdown. And then I doubled it up into the next week. So.
Well, Captain Al, let me tell you, I don't know. I'm not sure what you got going on, man. I don't want to see you with a rainbow in the middle of your forehead there, man. I like that Nike check myself.
Yeah, exactly.
But now next week, one of us is gonna have it.
Yeah, Nike's making pirate hats now. Dope,
Chris Sweet, don't fall asleep on us back there, man.
I'm trying not to.
Tell us you're sleeping, huh?
Plugging the brews, man. It's good.
Yeah, I'm good. My sleeper is going to be none other than the passing leader in the NFL right now, Mr. Philip Rivers.
Look at that.
He said he was going to call Monday Night Connection.
Everybody's bringing props to the set. I like it. We're evolving.
Philip Rivers at 6,200 on DraftKings. He's going up against the Steelers defense. It's middle of the pack against the pass. I mean, in the past they've been really bad against the pass. And some of my thinking behind why he's going to have a big night is that the Chargers defense is awful, and they're going to give up points no matter who they're playing. I mean, we just saw Josh McCown go crazy on him. So I think he's going to have to be passing all game. And that's who I like on Monday Night Football. And I'm probably going to team him up with his returning buddy Antonio Gates.
And it's a late night bat too, so
It is. It's the late night bat, and it's the come from behind victory. Philip Rivers, not only is he going to be cheering and charging and screaming,
yelling at Michael
bad stuff at the crowd, he's going to be also coming back and pulling you on that fourth quarter drive.
His 7 kids are going to be in the crowd cheering him on. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Philly Rivers does not like to pull out. I saw that. He's got a ton of kids.
It's all about God's creation.
And I heard they're bringing the family dog to the game too.
Oh my! Why not? You got to. You can't leave him out, man. What is
Rufus.
it? Fido? I don't even know if it's Fido.
He probably named him Jay.
I had a great joke with somebody this weekend. Now, somebody was going to my hometown where I used to live, and they said, "Oh, I'm going to this restaurant, blah blah blah," and I go, there's a ton of drugs in Bayonne. Go see Rufus. Now, and then I spelled Rufus, Roofus. So basically, I talked to the person the other day, and she was like, "Oh my God, I went to Bayonne and I saw Rufus," and I go, "Roof us." Do you get it? Roof us. It took her a while, but she got it.
She finally got it. There you go. She put it together.
After she woke up from yesterday, what?
Oh my God. Well, let me hit you with my sleeper.
I didn't do it.
Let me hit you with my sleeper before we get going anywhere else. So, everybody, I can't even believe I'm going to be saying this if this guy's a sleeper, but Peyton Manning, I mean, he's the dead arm. The dead arm is there. Peyton Manning has definitely he has been slept on recently in the past here. He's going up against Oakland, who is the NFL's second worst passing defense.
Hey, by the way, good segue from roofies to sleepers. Good segue.
I was trying. I was trying to create a little bit here, man. But anyhow, 310 yards is what the Oakland defense is allowing through the air. That's per game. Peyton Manning has got 968 yards on the short NFL campaign right now. The 6 touchdowns. I really think this guy's going to shred it up, man. It's about time for him to get going right before the season gets cold. He's got to do it sometime soon. Look for him to take advantage of of this and rip Oakland up. It's a division rival, man. He's going to do it. He's got to do it.
Hey, this is the one time that I like Peyton Manning. I hate his guts, and I think he's old and decrepit and all bad adjectives for him. But I think there's a really good spot for Peyton Manning here. This could be a game where one of Peyton Manning's signature games, like a 4-5 touchdown type game. So I really like Peyton Manning.
It makes the believers and makes the loyal Peyton Manning followers say, "I told you, I've been saying it all along. I've been saying it. He's back." No, I'm sorry, man. It's not. You're just gonna little flash.
I was gonna say, and Vegas.
Sweet. I don't know if Nick is old enough to remember, but you guys remember when Montana went to Kansas City, right?
Oh boy, do I!
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, oh, get that phlegm out. Holy shit. But you know what I mean? Everybody thought he was going to be, well, at least I did. I thought, he's going to take Kansas City to some more Super Bowls. It's Montana, man. No, it was so disappointing, and I don't want to see Peyton go out like that, man. That's, I'm trying to teach football to my kid here, passing it through generations and everything, and that's one thing that I wish I was able to teach my son was how to ride off into the sunset with dignity. I don't know if Peyton Manning is going to be able to do that. I think he thinks his arm is too strong still. So we'll see.
I want to talk about what Vegas did here because they are the barometer of life. They tried to make it competitive, but I see what you're doing, Vegas. I see what you're doing. A lot of people are on the Raiders right now. It's a 4.5 point spread in favor of the Broncos.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not buying it.
I don't get it.
This is block of the week, Broncos, and when we get into defenses later, we'll talk about that as well.
What do you think they're trying to do?
I think they're trying to bait you into taking the Raiders in this one. They're trying to make that line somewhat accessible so that they're making it like, oh, the Raiders have a chance. I don't think they have anywhere near a chance. Denver's defense is amazing. You're gonna give it 4.5 points. I understand it's on the road, but you're gonna give me Peyton Manning against Derek Carr, and then you're gonna give me the Broncos defense against the Raiders defense. I'm not falling for that at all.
Khalil Mack's good, but he ain't that good. You know what I'm saying?
He's one man.
Yeah, hey, Johnny Mox is just one man.
Yeah,
Johnny Mox is just one man.
Peyton Manning's gonna pull the Tom Green, and he's gonna be like, "I'm here for the feeding." It's gonna be a bloodbath. All right, are we done with quarterbacks?
I believe so. Did everybody get their wild card and sleeper out?
Yes.
All right. Also, Sam Bradford not a bad play against the Saints. I'm not gonna go into it, but. Over under on the game is 49, so Sam Bradford not a bad play. Watch, he'll be like the top quarterback of the week too. All right, running backs. Nicky Rodriguez. I'm interested to see what you have here as a lock.
Wow, this is interesting. I was not going to go with the obvious, but I guess I have to. Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sweet. This is
Yeah,
my
I
guy.
think everybody is a consensus. Is it?
Look,
It's Le'Veon Bell, right?
I think so. That's who I had in my
That's
lock
Um,
column.
yeah. That's
he's up there for me. I think my first
all right.
lock is
Well,
going to be someone
Nick,
else.
break it down. Give a breakdown for Al and I. Let's see.
I'm just going to give a
Yeah,
little
fuck sweet.
something so you guys can kill it. I'm going to be the sitter.
Go ahead, man. Tell us what you got there, Nick. Tell us what you got.
Bring some volleyball terms in here. I'm going to be the setter, and then you guys kill it.
All right.
So this guy, Le'Veon Bell, is the man. Michael Vick is his quarterback. I think they're going to rely on the run against the Chargers. Chargers defense is second worst in the NFL against the run.
Sorry,
So
sweet.
Le'Veon
They're
Bell.
terrible.
Yeah, your team
Sorry,
sucks.
sweet.
Le'Veon Bell's not my lock, but all I gotta say is look what Duke Johnson did last week.
Yep.
Hey, Duke Johnson's a man.
The
Yeah, I'm
you.
down.
The
He's
you.
not Le'Veon Bell.
The
He ain't
you.
Le'Veon
Nicky.
Bell. He ain't Le'Veon Bell. What do you
Hey.
think what Le'Veon Bell's gonna do?
Nicky's
Duke-
like, hold
Duke-
up. The you.
Duke
kid.
is better.
The
Duke is
you.
better.
Oh man. Well, Nicky, you said it best, dude. I think it's definitely consensus with all of us here. It's not Sweet's number one, but it's definitely you, me, and Al. Yourself, mine, and Al's number one. I don't even care about the diction and grammar on that. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. He's averaging 23 points a game. He's only been he's been back for 2 weeks. He's got in 2 games. He's 191 yards, 2 touchdowns, just under 100 yards per game. The offense obviously is going through Le'Veon Bell with Ben Roethlisberger out. Even when Ben Roethlisberger's in, he still is a vital asset to this offense. Look for him to be heavy payload through Le'Veon Bell, man. It's gonna go through it. It's got to be him. Especially you spoke to the defense that San Diego gives up 126 yards per game. God damn! Don't threaten me with a good time. Get him in your lineup.
Yeah, I think Le'Veon Bell is going to be the top point scorer this week on the entire week. Now that goes for quarterbacks, that goes for running backs, wide receiver. I think Le'Veon Bell is going to have just a day that we look back on next week and we say, "Damn, like holy
I wish.
cow."
Don't be that guy that says, "I wish I had him in my lineup."
No, he's the guy. He's the guy this week.
Yeah.
He's the
Don't
guy.
be that guy.
So if you have Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Le'Veon Bell in your lineup this week, you're going to win some money. That's a no-brainer.
The question, my friend, how do you get those 3 in the lineup?
Well, if you stay tuned to the show, you will find out.
Great segue, Wagner!
Little teaser.
I got 2 of them in my lineup, so I'm feeling confident.
Little teaser. I got all 3. I have all 3, and there's no way that any of those people are leaving my lineup, so that's good.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Maybe.
All right, sweet. So
Yeah.
Al, what do you got anything else on Le'Veon Bell before we pass to the sweet?
He's amazing, and that's all you need to know. And good luck, Sweet, because you're going to need it.
If you waited,
He'll be in my lineup.
if you were patient and waited and was very disciplined and took Le'Veon Bell in the 4th pick, like most people should have done, he would have been my second behind Adrian Peterson. I thought Adrian Peterson was a consensus number 1. Le'Veon Bell is just amazing, and now you're gonna get your return on investment here. This guy is back, full force. Not even full force yet. I would argue that he's even going to be better when Ben Roethlisberger gets back. So
I agree. Did anybody just see the play that the third baseman for the Chicago Cubs just made?
no, I'm
Yes.
embarrassed to say that I don't even have it on the TV.
He has a name, but the third baseman for the Chicago Cubs just made an unbelievable play.
Oh, you mean that
By
Chris?
the name of
dude?
Chris Bryant?
I don't know his name, but you should look at it. It's good. It's good stuff. All right. Running back locks. Anybody else?
No, hold on. Sweet fantasy, Chris Sweet. Let's hear it. Who's your running back?
We might have the same play here, Sweet. So I'm interested.
Well, my lock, I'm going to be honest. I'm putting Le'Veon Bell in my lineups, but my lock of the number 1 is Jamal Charles.
Oh yes, that's the guy.
I mean, this would be a good opportunity for Alex Smith to pass a lot if he did that, if he actually threw the ball downfield. But it's going to be a lot of checkdowns. It's going to be a lot of Jamal Charles, and I mean, the guy's just been amazing this year. He
Yeah.
hasn't fallen off at all, and that's. But that being said, I'm probably going to have Le'Veon Bell in more lineups just because I like that bullet on Monday night.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you gotta. What Jamal Charles? He's the number one back right now. He's the guy that's giving you 15 points per game. He's go-to running back. You have to have him in your lineup. However, Le'Veon Bell is back. He's only been in the league 2 games, or this season at least. So you got to take that in consideration as well. That's why I'm not trying to pull you away from Jamal Charles. I know, but I know where you're going. I know where your heart's at, your mind's at with this. I just think Alex Smith finally takes advantage of this situation and goes downfield. Maybe gets Jeremy Maclin going. He's been stretching it as of late.
Maclin's good. Maclin's been going, but
I know, brother.
It still rolls through Jamal Charles.
Dude, I think exactly. I think it's time that the wide receivers from Kansas City actually get deep and get into that end zone, man. It's time. It's got to be.
Sweet, I'm with you. I'm with you, Sweet. I love Charles. Absolutely love him.
Yeah,
I got
to mention Charles is $700 less on DraftKings than Le'Veon Bell.
That is true.
I'm looking at a lineup where I have both of them. So
yeah, me too.
That could be interesting. That could be interesting. But I really do
like a good time either, Wagner.
Yeah.
That's a
shit could get real crazy. I'm just saying
that's a pricey lineup. Oh my god!
And guess who else is in that lineup?
Gronk.
Wrong.
How many lineups you guys got going on here? Oh my!
No, this is the lineup.
Wow, dude, I gotta see this.
I do 2 lineups. I do a cash and I do a millionaire lineup.
Yeah, that's about as crazy as I get. That's about as crazy as
you know
I
what's
get.
my problem is I do one lineup for everything and then I just let it roll. You know what I mean? Like I just let it go. So
you have a foundational lineup and then like for other contests you're just like, you know what,
I'm pissed that
a little sprinkle of sunshine there. We're just gonna fuck you up here.
Basically, and yeah, I didn't even cash in any lineup last week because Odell Beckham absolutely screwed me. But
not just that, C.J. Spiller 1 catch at the last catch of the game.
He was not in my lineup. He wasn't in my lineup,
but he hurt people. You know, he hurt. He
wasn't in a position. I did say Doug Baldwin though. Yeah, I had him.
Yeah, that was
good.
good.
So if that was your late night bet, he just didn't do enough for me. But that's
what
fine.
channel is this damn game on? I'm looking for
TBS.
That new offensive lineman that they picked up in Seattle looked really good. What's his name? Jimmy Graham.
Oh yeah. He's pretty good. He blocks very well too.
You mean that orange parking cone with hands?
Right.
That guy. Boy, NHL lineup's looking kind of good, by the way. Just want to let you guys know.
I got a question here for you guys. This is for all of you.
All right.
Is this coming in from Twitter, Nick?
This is coming from my head.
From your head.
But I'm sure a lot of these people have the same question.
All right.
So you got $15,400 left on FanDuel to spend. You need 1 quarterback and 1 running back.
Wait a second. Are you really breaking this down as like a math problem to me, man?
No. I'm just giving. You got $15,400. Would you rather have Tom Brady and T.J. Yeldon, or Le'Veon Bell and Jameis Winston?
Oh God.
I think I gotta go with B on that one, and that's not just because I'm a Tampa Bay fan, but you get Le'Veon Bell, and you get a quarterback going against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, that's the most logical.
Yeah. On the other hand, you have a guy on the Jacksonville Jaguars, so that's kind of a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, that's the most. Yeah, that's.
Here's my problem with T.J. Yeldon. I keep hearing he's good, but I haven't seen it yet. I mean, this might be the week because
he's good. He's good.
Very good defense is going up against him, so this might be the week he breaks out. I don't know.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. I was thinking about this today. Now, this is quite the conspiracy theory, but let's talk about it. All right. So, Alabama, we all know that they're basically a football factory. Now, their practices are so good that the scout team defense for Alabama is basically like a Wake Forest defense almost. So their practices are, straight up legit. So these running backs are taking hits on a everyday basis. As an NFL scout, do you look at that and say, you know what, these guys are taking hits on a day in, day out basis, as opposed to a running back from, let's say, Wake Forest, where they're probably, running against pine trees or whatever. I just think, for Alabama running backs, they have competition every single day, and they might get worn out. So what do you think?
Yeah, that's got to speak to. I mean, everybody, I think a couple of years ago said that Alabama could pass for an NFL team. You know what I'm saying? From across the board, they have phenomenal athletes. I think they're always in the top 5 recruiting class. They are. When you think of college football, to me, Ohio State's been great this past year and last year, but it's still Alabama's show to me. I think I'm with. Well, that's just how I feel, but I'm with you. I think you hit the nail on the head, man. I think they definitely have the most talent across the board that are ready for the NFL, and they hit each other in that aspect as well. I mean, they are the ones that can deliver a hit like the NFL. Your body will take a beating like an NFL player will at Alabama.
What I'm saying, let's take a look at some of their past running backs in Trent Richardson, Mark Ingram, guys like that. I mean,
okay, the only one that's missed has been Trent Richardson. All right, because Eddie Lacy and Mark Ingram are studs. I mean, Mark Ingram's still getting it done for New Orleans without any passing attack going on whatsoever. Drew Brees is great, but that arm can only do so much.
But these guys aren't premier running backs. Now you can make an argument for Eddie Lacy, but I think that Eddie Lacy benefits from having Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback.
Bingo, absolutely. He put him anywhere else, he doesn't get that.
I mean, you look at Eddie Lacy. He had a couple of foot injuries there early on in his career. I just think that it's been masked. We all know that running backs don't have a long shelf life in the NFL as it is. But, I think I would argue that Alabama, they have great offensive linemen, so maybe they don't, find the holes that they would in the NFL. So that's one story. And then number 2, they probably, they have a lot more hits in practice than, just a regular running back would take.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, actually. That's a great breakdown. That awesome analysis, matter of fact.
This is my conspiracy theory mind working at hand. My conspiracy theory mind is working all the time.
I want to be in your head during the day, kind of like a John Malkovich type of thing.
So there's this Spanish restaurant down the block from where I work, and I think they're using pumped up steroid chicken. And everybody's like, no, it's natural chicken. And I'm like, no. They're definitely pumping some other shit in there because they have wings that look like the size of my face, and that's not the kind of wings you get.
Absolutely. God, that sounds good, though. I'd like to have a wing that big, though.
You don't want wings the size of my face. By the way, wings, if we're talking wings...
Off on it, and Jesus.
I need double bone wings. I don't like the drumsticks. Those are weird.
Oh, man. Where are we at? We're way off topic here.
We sure as hell are. We're at wild card running backs right now.
Wild card running backs.
Let me kick it off. And just real quick to piggyback off what Sweet was saying in his matchup, I kind of like Matt Forte as well. If we're talking on DraftKings, I don't know the price point, but we'll take a look at it real quick. They're going to be behind in this game. They're definitely going to be behind. They are so far as an underdog. I need to see this. I believe it's 9 even better. Definitely going to see a lot of check down catches from Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, he loves him some Matt Forte. Matt Forte, the only running back in the league that looks like the rapper Common. I like having him here.
Nice pull.
And Common's from Chicago. Too.
He is, yeah. This is Chicago. Nick, Chicago.
By the way, Chicago, greatest town in the U.S., hands down.
You think so?
I know so.
You know what? I haven't been there, but I gotta say, New York City, love it. I can't wait to go back there. Speaking of New York City, November 12th through the 14th, New York Times Square, Grand Marquis Marriott. Tell them about it. The DFS Players Conference. Hashtag DFSPC. Some shit like that. DFS Hit on there. You got to register. Go to the DFS Conference.
Yeah, we're going to be in Times Square. If you want to be there, you better hit us up. Just like Jake Arrieta just got hit up right now. We got a bench clear brawl here in Pittsburgh. I like it. I like it.
We got a brawl at MLB postseason.
But yeah, be in Times Square November 12th through the 14th. It's going to be a hell of a time. What a time to be alive, as my buddy Drake would say.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be amazing. You got Matthew Berry as the keynote speaker. Some of the top names in the industry. Now we're going to start.
Are you going to be there?
Oh, I'm definitely going to be there. We're going to start questioning some of the names there, but you should be there too.
Wait, you going to be there?
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Nick, you going to be there? We got to go, man.
He
We're
has
going.
no idea what's going on.
I'm watching this brawl. I'm sorry, guys.
The brawl is good. All right.
This brawl is
Everybody knows about the conference. Everybody knows about the conference. If we're talking about a wild card running back, it is Matt Forte. Like I said, the common-looking motherfucker. He's going to get himself some PPR points. He can get himself in the end zone. That'll happen. This is Kansas City. They're not tremendous on defense. Give you some Matt Forte as a wild card. But, as you know, I am definitely trying to get Le'Veon Bell and Jamal Charles in both lineups.
I hear you. Well, if we're going to go with wild card, man, this is somebody that he's either hit or miss. So that, to me, that's right up the wild card alley. You look at wild card in the wild card dictionary, and this is what you get. You get the Blunt, LeGarrette Blunt. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
Yeah, I know Lewis is doing work down there or up there in New England, but so is Blunt. I mean, he's on the year. He's a goal line threat. He's a wild card. 3 touchdowns. You got to take this guy. He's only going to get you the points for the touchdowns. It's not like he's going to rack up the yards, on the ground. Tom Brady is Tom Brady, and he's going to rack up his. Tom Brady's going to get his team money numbers. You know what I'm saying? So, and basically, New England runs the ball with 3-yard passing routes. So, the only way that LeGarrette Blount gets into the end or gets you points is by end zone scores. He's a Mike Tolbert. He's a Mike Tolbert of 2 years ago. You know what I mean? He's handcuffing everybody's touchdowns. He's stealing everybody's touchdowns. He's my wild card pick for the running backs.
I love this play, Wag. I love it so much that he is the epitome of the flex play this week. I love it. I absolutely love it. I see 2 touchdowns coming from Blunt, stealing away from Brady and Gronk's, hierarchy, whatever they got going on. This is the kind of game, in a high-profile game, Belichick, we've seen him before. He's done this before where it's supposed to be a Brady Luck shootout. Well, guess what? He's just going to run the ball up the middle of Blunt and take it to him. Dallas, 30th in the league this year against defending the running back position. LeGarrette Blount, lock and load it, do it, and feel fancy, baby.
Do it. Do it.
I love it. For 4,500 on DraftKings.
Good wild card. It's a good wild card.
Let's do it, baby.
Did we go through sleeper running backs already?
Not yet.
A lot of talking going on.
A lot of talking. What you guys stop watching the goddamn MLB post and do this show.
I don't even have it on, so.
All right, wild card. I know Sweet's gonna love this guy. It's not Melvin Gordon, but it's Danny Woodhead.
Oh, nice.
Sweet mentioned earlier about Phillip Rivers. Thank you. Phillip Rivers playing from behind. That means Danny Woodhead's going to get on the field a lot more than Melvin Gordon. This guy is the man. 84 receiving yards last week, 54 rushing yards. I can see him repeating that and adding a touchdown to that.
All right.
Danny Woodhead.
I mean, I don't really think he's a wild card. He's guaranteed points every week because he's getting those catches every week on. I mean, I know you play FanDuel, but DraftKings, you take those catches every week, it's guaranteed points.
Yep.
What are they on DraftKings? 1 point? I think on FanDuel they're a half point.
Yeah, it's 4 point on DraftKings and half point on FanDuel.
All right, so definitely more PPR related Danny Woodhead on DraftKings for sure. For sure.
He gets salary relief every week.
Yeah, I had Danny Woodhead in my wild card. Now, here's what I do each week. I want to show you guys. So, this is what the sheet looks like when I do this, and Danny Woodhead is right here in the middle for a wild card. So, Yeah, that's for the let that be known.
I read your paper before the show.
He had the webcam on. By the way,
Yep.
Sean Rodriguez just did
Just took it out on
He
some
did a
poor
sweet. That's what I was laughing at before. He did a sweet 7-piece on the Gatorade cooler.
I saw it. Apollo Creed who? That's what I'm
Man.
saying. Oh my god. One,
And
two,
we're like, hey
one,
guys,
two,
stop
one, two.
watching the baseball game. No, I'm sorry. When I
Oh
saw
my
him do
God.
that, I was like, yes. We
Composure,
need to
James.
watch more
Keep
of
your
this.
bearing. We are broadcasting here live. Yeah.
By the way, Sean Rodriguez looking like X-Pac.
Looking like something. Looking like death. Anyhow.
Hot shit on a stick, right?
Sit on a stick.
Break it down.
Break it down. Oh my god. The WWF. Oh wow.
The greatest Halloween costumes of all time. All right.
All right. Wild card sleeper.
Yeah, I got a wild card since we haven't got to me yet. Hey, Al, can you put that hat back on for a minute?
Oh, you got it, baby.
My wild card is going to be none other than the muscle hamster himself, Doug Martin. He's been running pretty good when they stay in games, and I think they're going to stay in this game. I think Al thinks that too, and he looked great last week, so I think this could be a good Doug Martin week. 4,700 on DraftKings.
Woo! I enjoy this play thoroughly. Now, as the resident Buccaneers advisor here on the Big 3 DFS show, the thing that, why it hasn't been working out for Doug Martin is strictly holes to run through. He's not necessarily the guy that they go to when they're coming from behind. Now, Tampa Bay, they suck, so they've been coming from behind all season long. This is a game where they should be ahead thoroughly, so, look for Doug Martin to get those carries. Now, when Tampa Bay is behind, Charles Sims, he's the guy, and by the way, Lovey, last year I was writing an article for the Buccaneers, and he says, I look at Charles Sims as another Matt Forte, and I said to myself, what? How? That's not plauzible.
Well, after further review.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Sims gets a lot of catches. He's not bad, but again, this is a game that the Buccaneers should be. Why is it such a small hat?
Your hat's shrinking on you.
Yeah, it was in the water, shrinkage. But no, I mean, listen, this is a game where Tampa Bay should be winning, and Doug Martin is actually a tremendous play. I didn't even think about that. And again, I love these forums because there's plays that you don't even think about, and that's definitely one of them. Good call, Sweet.
Good call. Good call. Well, let's go into
And now I can take this stupid hat off. All right.
Well, let's go in. We got to give the sleepers. We've given the wild cards, man. But before anybody falls asleep on us, we need to give the sleepers, man, for the running backs. What do you guys got?
I like Matt Jones from the Washington Redskins coming in at 4,000. Granted, he is in a timeshare there with Alfred Morris, but we've seen what's been going on with this Atlanta Falcons defense. I thought last week was the week that they were gonna slip up a little bit and probably lose their first game of the season. Did not happen. I do like Matt Jones to break a run or two this week. And if Washington's playing from behind, Matt Jones will be the guy in the backfield. Yeah. We're all thinking. So, load up the rookie Champa.
Sorry, Al, but I'm just looking at the 1 point he got me in the Millionaire Maker last week. I'm just seeing a tear rolling down my face right now.
Yeah, I'm not going. I'm kind of mad at him. I'm actually sending him hate mail. Actually,
but he'll probably blow up this week because he's that type of player so far.
Yeah. What a great time to be alive.
What a great. Yeah, thank you, Drake. All right, well, I mean, I got to go with one of the great, for a sleeper, I'm going to have to do a little parallel with this, a little parody. One of the greatest fantasy team names I've ever been around to see, and this is the only thing that Josh Powell has ever done good in fantasy, is Justin Forsett in her butt. Okay? Not that it's, it's a good name. Not that I approve of sodomy or anything like that. Anyhow, I'm just saying.
No need to force it in the butt. Just let it go.
You don't have to. Just ask permission, baby. Just ask permission. Anyhow, so Justin Forsett going up against this Browns defense, and I mean, I love Cleveland folk. I'm on 92.3 The Fan. I love giving good fantasy insight to the Cleveland fans there. I don't want to steer them wrong. I just got to tell them how it is, man. The Browns' rushing defense is not that good. Allowing 141 yards per game, you got to have Justin Forsett in the lineup, not in the back. You got to have it in the lineup.
That was great segues all over the joint.
I'm just saying, dude. He's coming off of a great game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He hasn't found pay dirt once this year. He's due. The offensive line for the Ravens look to be pushing hard again and getting that surge like they had last year. I really believe Justin Forsett is a great sleeper for this week's contest. In any contest that he's in.
Isn't it Forsett?
Yes, it's Forsett.
Forsett in the butt?
It's Forsett. Exactly. Now that we have diction and pronunciation. Yes.
Easy with that diction call. You came a little too close there.
Hey, man. Great. Anybody else? Am I putting anybody to sleep? I think that sleeper woke everybody up.
That's good. Hey, breaking news. I got my first NHL goalie win of the year. So let's
go.
Clap it up for me.
Way to be.
Applause. Where are you at? Here we go. Carey Price, top goalie on the night. Gotta have it. All right, let us get to...
Anybody else got sleeper? Anybody else got
sleeper? My sleeper at $3,100 on DraftKings from Wagner's favorite Big Blue, Andre Williams, against a 28th ranked run defense.
Now, why Andre Williams of all of this triple-headed hydra we have in the Giants' backfield?
Because no one's expecting it. He's definitely not going to be highly owned. And like you said, no one's taken the job, although we saw Rashad Jennings with the great touchdown on the catch last week, but that's like all he's done this year.
That's it.
Much. I mean, Wagner, you could talk about it better than I can, but I don't know. I just think one day we're going to see Andre Williams do something.
I can, as a matter, but I mean, as a resident Giants fan, I agree with exactly what Chris Sweet said. No one in that backfield has stepped up and taken that position. I thought for sure it was going to be Shane Vereen with the discipline that he has been instilled from a Belichick type of offense. He looks pretty good coming out of passing downs, but Jennings proved, why the Giants went out to get him. He can hit the long home run ball. He's great after yards after catch. He's great after yards after hit. I think after it's all said and done, Jennings is the one that pretty much excels and takes the lead of that running back position in the New York Giants backfield.
He had an unbelievable touchdown last week. I was unbelievably impressed by that.
He Madden trucked some dude, stepped on it, and then went the distance. That's just something that he's never done before either. That's his first. I think that's his first rushing or his first reception touchdown of the year.
Hey, former Jacksonville Jaguar. Anybody that can shake that teal funk, they're good in my book.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I remember Fred Taylor doing it pretty well for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Fred, I'll be a Fred. All right,
great pick for Williams there. I think Williams is definitely the one that's not expected. Everyone else thinks Jennings.
I mean, he had the same amount of touches, 14, as Jennings had last week. So they're trying to carve him out a role.
I like that.
I mean, it's a sleeper.
It is a sleeper. I mean, they spent the money on him for a reason, so let's see what he can do. Or not, the draft pick, rather.
Draft pick. I think, especially in a late-night only draft, if you're doing the Sunday night game and the Monday night game only lineup, I think that's a tremendous play right there. So, keep that in mind.
Especially for a flex.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't use blunt there. What? All right.
Oh, Nick,
right.
What do you got going for us?
As a sleeper, I like Mr. TJ Yeldon. I'm sorry, Mr. Walsh. TJ Yeldon has the third most carries in the NFL. He does not have a touchdown, but he had one against the Dolphins until it was called back.
So he's due for pay dirt.
So he is due. I saw this guy play. He ran all over us, but who doesn't? So I don't know if that's a good argument there, but...
matey, no, TJ Yeldon will score a touchdown against us.
He will score his first NFL career touchdown against the Buccaneers.
I'm willing to put a rainbow tattoo on my forehead on it.
No, we already got one rainbow tattoo on the line.
All right, yeah, you're right.
I don't want you to have two now.
Double rainbow tattoos can get crazy. They can get real crazy.
That's wrapping it up. That's wrapping it up for the running back, huh?
I've been waiting to talk about the ball catchers because we got so many good ones this week.
All right, well, hey, these ball catchers are brought to you by FantasyDraft.com. Anybody that's out there that is looking for a new thing to play, new platform for DFS to play after all this scandal going on, check it out. FantasyDraft.com. 2 flex positions. It gets a little crazy. Yeah, I'm talking two flex positions. Check them out, FantasyDraft.com. Use our promo code DFSBig3 for a $10 free roll. It's credited. It's cool. It's fun. It's hip. Get there. Our friends do, and we do too.
Hip hop anonymous. Why you give him all the
easy ones? Damn you!
They go together like lamb and tuna fish.
Spaghetti and meatball. You more familiar with that analogy?
Let us talk about ball catchers. We like to call them wide receivers around here. Somebody please tell me why Julio Jones and Odell Beckham Jr. aren't the top pass catchers this week.
Maybe
because
I don't know.
OBJ hurt your heart last week. Maybe that's
He did. But you got to go back to the well.
How many times before you get burned, though?
I don't know. Let's talk about Chris Bryant. Like, how many times did it take for him to get into my shit house? A lot. So, no, ODB, he had a shitty week for me. That's okay. But I'm willing to go back. Now, granted, I love the Le'Veon Bell, Jamal Charles play this week. I think the both of them are just going to have unbelievable days on Sunday. So,
yeah, but
I don't know.
It's not like your logic was off with ODB or with OBJ.
Right.
We knew that the Giants were going to put up passing yards against a Buffalo team that just gives up passing yards. We just didn't know it was going to come from Ruben Randall, who catches the ball with his hands crossed.
And
I don't know. I mean, come on, man.
And Harris, too.
Harris. You mentioned, Harris is a great little pickup that we got from the Dallas Cowboys. Thank you very much. You don't know what you're going to get with Eli. You think it's going to be OBJ all the time, but if he's bracketed, yeah, he can outrun it. He's almost Antonio Brown speed-esque, but I don't know. With Randall emerging as a pretty elite stud, I think now after watching some game film, he's running great routes.
Hey, by the way,
OBJ might get some targets taken away from him. That's all I'm saying.
We completely whiffed on Charles Clay last week. Nobody mentioned him, and I as Charles Clay was going off last week, I thought back to our initial podcast where you're talking about, the Giants aren't going to be able to guard the tight end position.
Didn't we have? I had him.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned him. I had him in my lineup too.
Yeah. I thought he was a consensus tight end.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know. I must have
Me
been
and
drinking
Wise were all in
tight
on
end
him.
segment.
Yeah, dude, we gave that guy at least 10 minutes of press.
I must have saw Rufus during the tight end.
Rufus. Maybe.
Anywho.
Maybe we were there, but yeah, Clay, you said it. Clay. Well, New York, the Giants can't cover tight ends to save their life, so we knew Clay was just gonna have a phenomenal game. The guy's a specimen of an athlete, anyways, at that tight end position.
Sure. If we're talking about wide receivers this week, ODB, Julio Jones, those are two guys that you should have. If you're going to go away from the, Le'Veon Bell, Jamal Charles type of lineup that I'm going with, that's fine. You'll probably win money. But I think there's a great tight end, or there's a great wide receiver in the making that is due. He's been well due for a tremendous game. And you know who I'm talking about. He wears number 13 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He hasn't had that big game this year. And his name is Mike Evans, 6,100, going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. There's not a man on this team that can guard him one-on-one. No cornerback, no safety. As I mentioned earlier, I love Jameis Winston as a play this week. 3 touchdowns are certainly in the making. They're a 3-point favorite going up against Jacksonville. They need to get it going offensively. They haven't done so this year. They did it last week when they were in shit time against Carolina. But look for Winston to Evans this week. And this is not a homer pick. This is just because they're going against Jacksonville. But It's time. It's time, baby. Winston to Evans multiple times this week.
This is lock?
Yeah,
This is
why not? Why not? I like how everybody's putting the hats on.
Hey, you know what? There's a lot of why not. Yeah, I feel like it's a why not kind of week for wide receivers.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not wide receiver week 5? Huh? How about that?
I like it.
So why not Julian Edelman as well? 19 points per game. This guy's got 30 receptions in 3 games. That's 10 receptions a game. You mentioned yourself in DraftKings. That's 10 points. 10 points just off of receptions. All right, so now we're going to factor in his yards. 279 yards per game. Or I'm sorry, 279 yards in the season. All right, just under 300. All right, so he's getting you almost another 10 points there or whatever, however many points you get per yard. Okay, he's got 2 touchdowns. Just another factor. Am I winning you over here yet, baby? Come on, man. You got to take him. He's Tom Brady's. We mentioned Greg Hardy coming back. He's going to be, or for the Dallas Cowboys, he's going to be trying to get pressure on Brady. Brady's going to be having to get to those 3-step to 5-step drops. Quick slants is what I'm seeing. Quick hitters. Julian Edelman takes it. I'm looking for at least 15, maybe 20 points out of this guy. Yeah.
Greg Hardy can suck it because, number one, he shouldn't even be playing. Like, he should be in the same boat as Ray Rice.
No kidding. You threw somebody down on a bed of guns. Not a bed of roses, on a bed of rifles.
Yeah, I think that's worse than punching some chick in an elevator.
Yeah, something like that. I feel you too, man. Hey, not to get on this guy's he doesn't deserve my personal time. I'm just breaking down his numbers. I'm breaking down Edelman's numbers rather.
But if we're gonna go with LeGarrette Blount, then that kind of decreases Edelman's worth in this. I think. Listen, yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath in Dallas. The Patriots, they're the kind of team that they're gonna want to run it up on a team like Dallas, America's team. I'm sick and tired of hearing about that.
America's team?
Yeah,
Don't
I like
come down here then, dude.
Yeah, well, I'll fight everyone down there. I like LeGarrette Blount more than I like Edelman. I do like Edelman for the catches, but if we're talking about touchdowns, come my way to Evans. Come my way to Mike Evans. It's his turn. It's his turn right now.
It's his turn. All right, man. I like it. I like it, Mike Evans. I'm always reluctant because I never know who he's going to go to. Is it going to be the other tall guy or this tall guy? You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. Like, Jameis Winston has not looked Evans' way a lot. The first 2 weeks he's been hampered with a hamstring injury. The following 2 weeks he looked at him, but now's the time to build that rapport against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, this is the time.
Might as well get it down now, right?
I hate to do it again, but what a time to be alive if you're Mike Evans. This is the week that he will finally go off and finally get his fantasy value a lot, because I have a lot of fantasy owners coming to be like, oh, why isn't Jameis thrown to Evan? I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not in the locker room. Like, why? Like, why are people
on my cell phone?
Like if like Lamar Miller, like I don't go to Nick and be like, how come they're not giving the ball to Lamar Miller? Like, leave me alone with that shit. Like, this week is the week, man.
Hey, Poseidon, what kind of wide receiver guy do you got going on?
Well, I doth protest that I was going to pick Julian Edelman as my lock as well. So to Wagner, I say, off with his head.
Oh.
So I'm going to go ahead and go with my second choice, which is Demaryius Thomas. Wagner, you talked about Peyton Manning having a big day. Demaryius Thomas against a 32nd ranked defense against wide receivers. So I think he's going to have a big day. He's heating up a little bit, but he hasn't really had that day where he's the Demaryius Thomas that everyone has seen the last few years.
What about that injury status that he sustained a little bit in week 4? You got any up-to-date info on that?
It looks to me like he's a go so far. If that changes, stay tuned to Sweet Fantasy for updates all week.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Sweet Fantasy can be found on the WagnerWire.com. Get there or be square. Oh my God, I just said that.
Yeah, you were calling him Poseidon. I don't know why, but like when you look at it in the small window, he kind of looked like Doug Heffernan from King of Queens.
Well, he's got like a blue. It's not gray. I see gray a little bit, but it looks blue.
Yeah. Or he looks like the Burger King guy.
Yeah, I look like the Burger King.
The Burger King
but with a fucked up beard.
Yes, Nick Rodriguez in Miami. Who you got for the sleepers? I'm sorry, not the sleepers, the lock.
Wow. Yeah, lock. You threw me off there for a second. I'm looking at a guy by the name of Larry Fitzgerald.
Ooh.
Somebody mentioned Carson Palmer.
Yeah, I
And
mentioned
what better
Carson
guy
Palmer.
to go to than his go-to target, Larry Fitzgerald? Everybody was talking about John Brown. This guy's gonna explode. But I'm here, quiet, all the way in the bottom of the map, thinking Larry Fitzgerald from week 1.
I like it.
This guy has had at least 6 receptions in each game and has at least 90 yards in 5 of those games. No, 4, sorry. 4 of those games. 4 or 5 games. Yes. And he has 5 touchdowns this season. He's going to make it 6. Get him in your lineup.
So, get Larry Fitzgerald Dong Day?
Yes.
Dong, there it is. Give it to him. All right, well, I mean, I can't argue against that. I think Carson Palmer, I have him as my wild card pick, so I think the guy's going to go off, man. So, definitely Larry Fitzgerald could be on the receiving end of that. He seems to be the established number 1 wideout in Arizona. What do you guys think about that?
Let me give a Vegas type, perspective on this. Detroit, they lost last week in heartbreaking fashion. If we're looking at wide receivers, why not Calvin Johnson this week? I know that he's going up against, the top corner there in Arizona, but, I look at this as a Detroit week. I'm not looking at Arizona here. I think they're due for a letdown, and more importantly, I think Detroit is, they're more on the come up here. I know they're 0-4, but they're due for a win. They're not going to go 0. They're not going to go 0-5. They're going to get the W here.
Well, I mean, they did go winless, almost a decade ago.
Actually, Golden Tate's not. Yeah, we are in the wide receiver category, but Golden Tate's not a bad play here either. Especially the Calvin's going up against Peterson. This could be a heavy PPR day for Golden Tate. So let me take a look at that as well.
We'll see. I mean, so your sleeper was who again?
It's not a sleeper. I'm just, I'm talking.
Or I'm sorry, your lock. What do we got for your lock wide receiver? It's
Lock,
gotta be
Mike Evans. Mike Evans. Again,
Mike Evans.
For the price, I like it a lot.
So none of us took Julio as a lock.
Mike Evans.
Well, that's where we're trying to get at. Like Julio and Odell Beckham, I feel like they're gonna be amazing this week, and we don't kind of have to waste a lock on them.
Right.
But yeah, but again, if we're gonna go with high-priced running backs like Le'Veon Bell and Jamal Charles, we need to find some value there at the wide receiver position. And Mike Evans, again, great. And then, like I said too, from this game as well, if Calvin Johnson's going against Peterson, then why not have some Golden Tate receptions? I like a huge week.
Because Matthews is on the other side. That's the other part. Matthews, he is nasty, man. He's pretty decent.
By the way, if somebody gave
the guy's coming to pay it back tenfold. I mean, this guy knows how to play football.
If somebody gave me the nickname the Honey Badger, I would be so pissed off. Like I would be like, no, change it. Yeah, I don't want that to be my nickname.
He hates that name. Well, anyhow, we're gonna go into the sleepers now for the wide receivers, man. What you got for the sleeper pick for the wide receiver? Al Walsh.
I'm glad you asked. If we're looking at wide receivers here in a sleeper position, let's get diabolical here for a second, okay?
Oh, shit.
Now, if we're looking at things in terms of the games and how they're going to play out this week, I want to get real crazy. I want to go at San Diego, okay? Sweet's going to love this.
You're going to take my pick, aren't you?
I think Floyd could have a nice little day here. I know. It is the sleeper category. You didn't
take who I thought. You didn't take my pick.
What? The guy that wears the neckerchief on the field? Stevie Johnson?
Nah. I don't know who those guys are going to play this week.
No, I like Malcolm Floyd here. Listen, Pittsburgh gives up a lot of plays. Malcolm Floyd questionable this week. He participated. That's fine. He should be all right. if he does go, now this does kind of suck because if you don't know what you're going to get out of him, then and he is deployed on a Monday night. Yes, we can switch him out on a DraftKings. FanDuel, no, but Pittsburgh is a team that gives up a lot of big plays. Floyd seems to be the guy that's on the the positive end of a lot of these big plays for San Diego. Keenan Allen, he's more of a PPR kind of guy. That we can go with. Stevie Johnson, he's across the middle. That's fine. I know Antonio Gates is coming back this week, so look out for that. But if we're going to go deep and we're trying to go with a sleeper, 3,500, Malcolm Floyd, make sure he's available before you stick him in. But I do like him as a late-night bet for a couple nice little late-night 80-yard touchdowns.
Al, can I piggyback on that?
Do it.
This isn't going to be my sleeper, but where I thought you might have been going is Dontrell Inman at 3,100, who basically last week Floyd and Johnson both left the game, and there was 2 wide receivers left for San Diego in the game. It was Keenan Allen and Dontrell Inman, who had 3 catches for 88 yards on 5 targets. If for some reason I think Stevie looked like he might be out. I'm not sure, but if for some reason both of them are out, Dontrell Inman is going to be a real sneaky play on Monday night. So he's almost minimum priced.
You know what happened there is, Wags came to me there on the sleeper pick, and then I looked at my column, and I didn't have one receiver in the sleeper column. But I knew I was going San Diego receiver somewhere.
Yeah, that's the.
They also signed a guy today off like Kansas City's practice squad. There's a good chance that guy could play on Monday night. That's how bad the injury situation is in San Diego.
God.
But what about, is Floyd going to be available, or what are we thinking here?
I'm not sure yet. I mean, you said he's questionable. I'll look more into it, but he seemed like his injury was more in-game. He'd come back next game. But the thing about Malcolm Floyd is, because I watched him his entire career, he's awesome. He makes some amazing catches, but the dude takes, he'll make a great catch and he'll be out for the rest of the game. He takes punishment when he makes those catches. So there's a good chance, if he's not 100% healthy, he can do that again.
But I'm not wrong on the fact that, if San Diego does have a big play, that Floyd's there. He's the guy catching.
Oh, yeah, that's him, man. That's him.
All right. Well, what the hell you guys got going on for other sleepers? Nick, are you falling asleep on us back there in Miami, man? What do you got?
Okay. I got 2 sleepers here. I'm going to start with one by the name of Travis Benjamin.
Ooh.
All right, tell us why going against Baltimore. Why?
He's going again. I'm picking on Baltimore this week. I think Cleveland's going to win it. This guy, last week, 6 receptions, 79 yards. Against Tennessee week 2, he had 3 catches for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. This guy has been on fire. And another guy I'm looking at is Kendall Wright. He's going up against Buffalo. I love Mariota this week, and what better guy to target than his top receiver, Kendall Wright?
I love Kendall Wright, especially on DraftKings, because he's just, he's your PPR guy for Tennessee. He also has that big playability. I drafted Kendall Wright for a reason in both of my season-long fantasy. I love this guy.
He's so underrated.
Yeah, so if he gets cracked, he might be on that Malcolm Floyd, bench table, whatever. But no, I don't mind that at all. But you're right with Travis Benjamin. I love that play too. Baltimore, again, they're another team that seems to give up a lot of plays. So obviously, if Cleveland's going to have a big play, Benjamin's the guy. So I can't argue with you there.
We shall see, man. Well, I mean, it's going to be a sleeper for me. Sweet said his lock was Demaryius Thomas. I was a little bit worried, hearing about his injury seeing his injury that he might have, gotten nicked up a little bit last week. So I got to go with Emmanuel Sanders here. Sanders going against Oakland. Oakland giving up 310 yards per game. Sanders is getting you 13.8 points per game on FanDuel. 25 catches on the year, 307 yards, 2 TDs in 4 games. This to me is the sleeper with everybody targeting Demaryius Thomas. Peyton's going to have a big day. The Raiders are going to give Demaryius Thomas attention, and I think it's going to allow Sanders to slip through the cracks. Peyton's going to hit him. He's going to hit him hard. He's going to hit him frequently, and he's going to hit him for big points. I think Emmanuel Sanders is a great sleeper pick this week.
I dig it. I dig it. Now, I want to talk about one game in particular. Can we do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we get to anybody else's picks. New Orleans against Philadelphia. I feel like there's a ton of value here at the wide receiver position. Now, if we're just looking at wide receivers in general, Jordan Matthews, he's going to be the top priced wide receiver in this game at 6,400, which is pretty damn good value. The over-under on this game is supposed to be 49. I see a lot of points coming from this game. Not going to be terrible weather. Nothing from Mother Nature that's going to stop us in this game. But both of these defenses not playing well at all. I know that New Orleans has defended the wide receiver position well, but again, I'm not impressed. A lot of their they played Tampa Bay, they played Carolina. Again, teams that aren't really high flying, and Dallas with Brandon Weeden. So this isn't a team that I'm worried about defending the wide receiver position. So we can take a look at this game, and Jordan Matthews there 6,400, Brandon Cooks 5,900. Those are two great plays right there. I feel like all the receivers in this game kind of fall into that sleeper category. We can take a look at some other guys like Aguilar. He hasn't gone off yet.
Yeah.
4,200. Lying around the league.
Preseason. Where are you at, kid?
Lying around the league.
This could be the game that he shows up for. He really blows up.
He could have a great. And how about Riley Cooper, 3,300?
I got one. How about at 3,000 minimum price on DraftKings, Willie Snead, who all of a sudden is probably Drew Brees' deep threat there. I mean, Brandon Coleman got all this, love in the preseason, made great stories and make the team. He's a little Marcus Colston. Well, Willie Snead's keeping him off the field, so I think that story's over. And Willie Snead, that's a really nice $3,000 cap relief, especially for your Jamal Charles and Le'Veon Bell lineup.
Absolutely. If this happens, I might be sending you half the PayPal check. I mean, take a look at Willie Snead's game log here. I mean, his targets, his receptions, everything is going up incrementally. Week 2, 4
He shouldn't
catches.
be min-priced.
Week 3, 5 catches. Week 4, 6 catches. So, yeah, Breeze is looking at him. And the only touchdown that he caught, of course, was against Tampa. So, good for him. But no, that's absolutely a great play there at 3,000. Take a look at him. And again, last game against Dallas, 6 catches for 89 yards. So, for 3,000, sure.
15 points. You got 15 points.
And again, in a game where we're definitely going to see some offense, give it to me. Give it
to him all. Give it all of it, not just the tip, all of it.
Good call, Sweet. I like that.
What else we got for sleepers going on? Anybody?
At the wide receiver position?
I got one.
Okay.
We'll go back to the Baltimore and Cleveland game. What about the, I guess, last man standing in Baltimore, Kamar Aiken, who had a nice Thursday night game? They traded for Chris Gibbons. I can't imagine he's going to just off the jump be a wide receiver number 1. So Joe Flacco's going to throw the ball. He doesn't really have targets, but Kamar Aiken, he at least showed a little something on Thursday night.
Yeah, you know what, Chris? You're absolutely right. You're so right that he's actually my wild card wide receiver. This guy Aiken, he's the fastest guy on Baltimore's offense. Am I correct?
Yeah.
This dude's just lightning fast. He's going up against Cleveland. Cleveland's allowing 264 yards per game. You said it best. Steve Smith's out with 4 broken ribs. They got to get it somewhere, and it's got to go through Flacco's arm to Aiken. I definitely see Forsett getting the yards on the run or on the ground, but through the air, it's coming down through Aiken. He had a nice game against Pittsburgh last Thursday. Was it last? Yeah, it was last Thursday night, I believe. I thought he had tremendous footwork, especially for a rookie. I can't wait to see what this guy can do, especially when he gets some more offense around him.
Hey, since we're talking about the since we're talking about the game where Cleveland's defense involvement is in the mix, how about Joe Hayden last week, where it looked like he was going to be probable all week, and then It turns out that he's inactive
He
about
didn't play.
like
Yeah.
15 minutes before the game. I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
No, that's a little odd. I mean, are they trying to cover something up? Are they trying to cover an injury up, or
I don't know.
trying to?
I saw something today where it said that it was Pettin put it on Hayden where it said it was his decision why he didn't play. A little awkward, Like I would think that Joe Hayden wants to play.
As a Chargers fan, I'd like to just say thank you to Joe Hayden for not suiting up. I appreciate it.
I hear you.
You might as well. Well, no, I mean that that makes some kind of interesting sense. All right, so back to that Baltimore Cleveland game. Baltimore's got some interesting tight end play. We've seen this early in the season. We got Max Williams in the mix. Gilmore's been there. Boyle even caught a couple passes on Thursday night. So, I mean, that could even be an interesting source of points right there. All right around minimum price. You can take a look at it. I guess if any of those guys, we got to go Max Williams. By the way, Max Williams was an absolute beast at Minnesota last year where he was in college. Like, for the college DFS game, like that was the guy that you put in your lineup as a tight end. So I definitely want to see him involved in the offense more. Hopefully Baltimore gets him involved. Maybe they do now that they don't have that many receiving options. Cleveland 22nd against against the tight end position. So we'll have to see if something happens there.
I agree. I was all over Williams. I thought Williams was going to be a great play. I just can't. I don't know if
too much unknown. Too much unknown.
Yeah, there's just like you said. There's a hydra there for the tight ends. You don't know who's going to get the ball. Sweet would probably know, being a residential Maryland guy there. He's probably got some low down and dirty.
Way to put him on the spot. Way to go.
I'm just saying. I mean, we got a lot of fans that are Ravens fans too. You know what I mean? So. We could also reach out to our fans. People helping people. It's powerful.
Yeah,
stuff.
I haven't really dove into the tight end depth chart of Baltimore this week. I don't know. I just hope that whatever the dude's name is that scored on that end around last week doesn't steal any touchdowns this week like he did. I can't even remember his name. Someone to see. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
The first touchdown of the game is like some dude I've literally never heard of.
Boyle, right?
No, it's something to see.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, he's a white guy.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm gonna get him up right here. Hold on.
Have we completed the wide receiver position yet? Have we gone through all of our wide receiver depth chart?
I'm good with it. I mean, I didn't really do a wild card.
I feel like we're lagging a little bit here. We got 15 minutes. We got to close this out. Close it out strong with tight ends. Let's move into it, Al. Break us down, brother.
Also the defense positions, but let's fly through it. If we're talking about tight ends, how could you not go with Rob Gronkowski? DraftKings 7,500 there going against Dallas. He's basically your fourth wide receiver in the mix. Make sure you get some Gronk exposure in your lineups. If you're not going with Gronk, let me offer you a different play. Tyler Eifert from Cincinnati, coming in at 4,600. Now, they are going against Seattle. What that means is a lot of pressure coming to Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton probably going to check down a lot. Eifert will be his guy. I like a big PPR day coming from Eifert. Other tight end plays, we can throw it around the panel. But, yeah, Gronkowski and Eifert, love those two guys this week.
Yeah, I like Eifert too. I was just a little scared just because Bobby Wagner is one of the fastest linebackers in the world right now. He can cover. He can get if he's not getting hashed. If he's not sideline to sideline, he could take 2 steps to get hash to hash. He's pretty good, but I think Eifert can find that no zone, sit behind the linebackers. Andy Dalton's definitely going to be looking his way, especially with all the pressure he's about to see. This is going to be a true test for Andy Dalton. Everybody's been saying that he's arrived. We'll see. He's going up against the perennial powerhouse defense. I can't wait to see Andy Dalton prove people wrong or prove people that he's actually a solidified quarterback. I'm waiting to hear because I've given a lot of people some insight on to pick him up, so I need to be proven right here.
Here's what scares me in this game. Cincinnati, 3-point favorite. I love that. They're at home. Basically saying we got to pick them on our hands, but 75% of the money right now on Cincinnati, which is eerie. You would think that Seattle basically, they get the benefit of the doubt on that. I'm going to trust my instincts and think that Seattle's pressure is going to make Dalton check down more, so we'll see more targets for Eifert. But I don't know. We also might see Cincinnati's first loss this week.
We could. That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing Seattle take Cincinnati. I think they go down. If we're going to go anywhere else besides Gronkowski and Eifert, like you were talking about, you got to go with Richard Rodgers. Green Bay going up against St. Louis. They're a stiff and tough defense. Rodgers is going to need a big target in the red zone. He's going to look for Rodgers' way. It's going to be Rodgers to Rodgers. This guy's, he's either hit or miss, man, with Richard Rodgers. He's either getting you less than 5 points, or he's getting you double digits. That's the thing with this guy. He's only a factor in the red zone. A big athletic guy, but it's just that Rodgers can find anybody on that field, and that's the thing that you got to go with when you're picking any wide receiver or anybody that's on the opposite end or receiving end from Aaron Rodgers. And
it's also tremendous salary cap relief too. $2,900 for Richard Rodgers. That's not a bad thing. Now, what Richard Rodgers is doing, he's playing the week 1, I don't care. Week 2, touchdown. Week 3, I don't care. Week 4, touchdown. We could see something coming from these guys, very soon. But I don't think this is the week for Richard Rodgers going up against St. Louis. Eddie Lacy, though, we did not mention him. I like him in this spot against St. Louis.
Right on. Anybody else for tight ends?
I don't have anybody that I love. Anybody else?
I got one guy I like a lot.
Go ahead, Nate.
I'm looking at a guy. This guy helped me out huge last week, and I'm going right back at him again. Charles Clay.
Oh.
He's going up against the Tennessee Titans. Sammy Watkins, if he's out, I love Charles Clay a lot more.
Is Charles Clay the go-to guy for Taylor?
It appears that way. Everybody wanted to see Harbin get an uptick in receptions last week, and we didn't see that. Taylor's a guy that's on the move all the time, and that's kind of where the tight end thrives, especially against Tennessee. Tennessee has nobody on defense that can do anything worthwhile, in terms of guarding people. Clay, tremendous play here. What's his salary on FanDuel?
5,700.
700 on DraftKings. He has 4,100. That's a tremendous value play right there as well. Again, a guy like me trying to go with Bell and Charles in the same lineup. Charles Clay is probably a guy that I'm going to look at. Tennessee, 28th against defending the tight end position as well. So
Tennessee.
Girl, you're the only Tennessee.
Tennessee. That's a good play. It's a good play with Clay there. I think Clay had a big day more so that he was going up against the New York Giants, who just don't know how to cover tight ends. Jason Witten has made a Hall of Fame career off of just the New York Giants alone. But Clay's the most athletic guy on the field right now. Well, not the most athletic tight end on the field right now for Buffalo Bills. I really believe that this guy is the go-to guy for Taylor. I was just looking for affirmation, for some more, affirmation from you guys. You guys hit it on the head. Clay's a guy that I like in my lineup. I just can't squeeze him in there because of some of the other guys that I have going on.
Oh, you can't squeeze 4,100? Sorry, dude. My bad.
No, I can't.
No, but here's the thing about Clay. I'm taking a look at the game log right now. Week 1, 4 catches, 43 yards. Dropped a dud week 2 against the Patriots, but let's talk about the next 2 weeks. 5 catches for 82 yards. He had a touchdown in week 3 against Miami. Sorry, Nick. And then week 4 against the Giants, 9 catches, 111 yards, no touchdowns. But, again, if Sammy Watkins isn't in the lineup and, scrambling Tyrod T-Mobile, he can't find his receivers, well, guess what? Clay's your dude. For 4,100, I like the opportunity that we're going to see from Clay as opposed to anything risky. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure.
So I get down with that. Good call, Nick. I love it.
Chris, sweet fantasy. What you got going on for tight ends?
I got two guys. If you're not taking Gronk, which I mean, if you're playing cash games, just take Gronk and call it a day. But if you want some salary relief, of course, I mentioned a little earlier that I'm stacking Phillip Rivers with the returning Antonio Gates, who I feel like they're going to get him. They're going to get him involved nice and early. I think Rivers has just been dying for him to get back on the field because it's been a little messy out there. So that's one guy. The other guy, I mean, what have we learned every week through 4 weeks of the NFL season so far? Start your tight ends.
We're going to see a bunch of DraftKings commercials.
Well, that too. Maybe a little less this week. But every week, like clockwork so far, start the guy who's playing the Oakland Raiders. And I'm going to go with it 2,700, Owen Daniels.
I can't get behind this. I can't get behind this week.
Dude, he's on my card too. I like it. I like it. He's on my card.
I can't get behind this week.
Break it down, Sweet. Tell us why.
I think I just broke it down. I mean, every freaking week.
Raiders, that's what I have. I have Oakland Raiders giving up 310 yards.
And Peyton Manning, he's going to have a big day, like you said. I already said I'm caping for Demaryius Thomas, but Owen Daniels, he's going to have a week where everyone's like, oh, we saw this coming, and this has to be the week.
Well,
who else is going to do it? Virgil Hill?
Khalil Mack can definitely go step by step with Owen Daniels. He can cover him, step by step. He won't have a problem. He's going to have a problem breaking away from the linebacker core.
So have the other four guys been burning Khalil Mack then? Because it hasn't been working out for the Raiders.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. I'm trying to give Josh Powell his due somewhere, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let me make the case against Owen Daniels this week. He's old. He's slow. He's not the guy that I want to go see this week. And more importantly, he's going to be highly owned. We know this. We know that he will be probably more highly owned than he should be. And it's just because, Oakland doesn't do that well against the tight end position. We've seen Peyton Manning not even look his way multiple times. I think, they're probably going to go more towards the wide receivers, probably a little bit of run game. I don't know. I think Daniels is going to be way too highly owned this week, more so than he should be, just because they're playing Oakland, and I think this is the perfect time to fade the Owen Daniels on this one.
And for that reason, I didn't take Marty Bennett last week, and I wish that I had.
Well,
excellent point.
I need to see Owen Daniels here. 2,700 on FanDuel. That's a great price. That I can't argue against, but I don't think he catches a touchdown this week.
I got him. He's got 2 on the year. I got him for 1 this week, so we'll see. I got him pinned. I think Peyton hits him once.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, well, I mean, anybody else got any tight ends before we roll into defense so I can shock the shit out of the world, and especially Al Walsh?
Oh no! Don't you do it! Don't you do it!
Oh, I'm doing it.
I'm gonna pick.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now. If they ain't nobody got no tight ends, I got some. You don't have to go put your dick in the match. Y'all ready for it? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby! Put it on! Put it on, son. They are in my lineup. They are at the bottom of the barrel price. That is a disgrace. You know why? Because they're gonna put it on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, you're my residential Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, Al. Is this defense a force to reckon with, or is it just the fact that I'm picking this solely off of the fact that they're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars?
No, they sure are a defense. And you know what? There's a ton of talent. You have Gerald McCoy and you have Levante David on this defense going against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's about time that they finally step up and take the balls out of their nutsack. It's time to let's go. Let's put it on the table, gentlemen. I'm issuing a challenge for my entire team right here. Blake Bortles is not a good road quarterback. I don't have the stats on hand, but if you go look him up, you will see that. But yes, Tampa Bay 3-point favorite here in this game. Jesus Christ, Swede is like floating in the Gulf of Mexico right now.
Today we're all Buccaneers.
I like it. He's like laying on the beach, like. But no, I mean, listen, this isn't a bad play at all. I think there are better plays though, and Wags, I am not discrediting you at all. I think this is I think it's a risky play, but it's
Very
a very
risky. For what I got in my lineup, it's the only thing that I can squeeze in there.
But I think it's a play that, surprisingly, I think a lot of people will be on because they know that Joe McCoy, they know that Levante David, guys like that are on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I wouldn't advocate it unless it's a milli maker or something like that. If you're going to do a 50-50 or something like that, let's go somewhere else. But if you want to take a different route, then sure, we can go with the Bucs.
You got to budget somewhere.
But what can I say? Like I can't advocate for a team that has let me down week after week. Like there's nothing that they have done that can make me say, yeah, that's a good play. Like they gave up 5 passing touchdowns to Marcus Mariota in his NFL debut. Like how can I can't get behind that. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. I'm behind it this week, so hopefully it happens.
I'm about my money, man. My money, man. All right. I have a ton of defensive plays this week that I want to get out there. Obviously we got to start with Buffalo. They are going against Marcus Mariota on the road. Now, granted, Mariota's start that was on the road that he did well was in Tampa Bay, which is basically like a home game. It's like a vacation game for any team that's going down to Tampa. So I don't take a look at that with any value. But he played in Cleveland. He got his ass kicked there. He's not going to be a good quarterback on the road. So I think Buffalo's going to do a damn good job. The over/under is pretty low in that game, so I do like that as a play. But I also like the Green Bay defense. And here's where shit gets tricky. Green Bay, I believe, is a 9-point favorite in this one. We've got ourselves a high total here in the game as well. I think that spells trouble for St. Louis. I think that means, I've heard, like even Colin Cowherd talked about it this week. He said, he does this game where he picks the lines throughout the week and, whatever. He was all over St. Louis at the beginning of the week, and I feel like a lot of people are going to take that same approach to it. The fact that Green Bay has such a high line in this, it spells trouble for St. Louis. St. Louis had a decent game. Well, they beat Arizona in Arizona last week. Yeah. So, again, we talk about this all the time. With the public sees, their last thought is them winning in Arizona. So everybody's like, oh, my God, I get 9 points to go with in Green Bay. Well, guess what? There's a reason why they're 9-point underdogs. I love Green Bay's defense this week. I think this is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Tom Green style, we're here for the feuding.
Oh, yes. It's time for the Fury, Mitch. That's for sure.
And St. Louis, I mean, they always look good when they're playing in their own division. So
right, yes, very good point. Very good point.
When they get out of the division, I mean, ask the Redskins fans around here.
Yeah.
Very good point.
All right. Anybody else for defense?
Go ahead, Sweet.
All right, I like. I'm gonna go back to Big Blue. I like the New York Football Giants at 2,900 on the Sunday night game against San Francisco. That's just a tasty matchup anytime you're going against Colin Kaepernick.
Well, wait a second. You were
why would anyone take Colin Kaepernick in the first place? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
That's just ill-advised. It's just stupid. I don't know why anyone would do that.
Why would anybody do something of those sorts?
No idea.
My goodness. Oh.
Yeah, I've taken a 180, and that was a 1-week deal with Colin Kaepernick. I didn't sign him long-term. That was a 1-week.
It was one lineup.
It was one lineup. Granted, shouldn't even have been there.
All I know is when you hear the words Blaine Gabbert being mentioned as a possible upgrade, there is something going on wrong in San Francisco.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, Harbaugh got out of there at the perfect time, I guess. Actually, Alex Smith's just probably sitting there just like a shit pig, a pig in shit rather, a shitting pig. Yeah, great. It's getting late.
He's eating some barbecue.
Defense, man. Before we wrap this up, what you got?
No, Sweet stole my defense.
There it is.
The G-Man. The
G-Man. G-Unit.
Man.
G-Unit. I love G-Unit. Great album. Great album. Another defense that we haven't talked about, Denver. They are the #1 defense in the league right now. And again, back to what Vegas was saying. They want you to take Oakland in this one. They see that it's a low line here. I'm not buying it. I got Denver defense all over the board. As I would have with Green Bay defense, probably gonna go 50-50 with that. But I really like Denver's defense a lot in this one. Very very young, inexperienced group there in Oakland. You're trying to go against a bunch of veterans and studs there in Oakland, or in Denver, rather. Again, another bloodbath. Tom Green will be on hand for that game, too.
And Mitch. You're always leaving out Mitch.
I don't know how Denver's priced below 2 other defenses because they are the best fantasy defense this year. And I joke about Seattle a few weeks ago being my sleeper, but 4,000 against Cincinnati? No way, man. No thanks.
Yeah, it's too hot. It's too hot.
All right. Well, is that going to do it, Al? I mean, you're the
that'll do it.
Defensive guru. You're the defensive guru tonight. What do we got going on for more defenses?
That'll probably do it. Cincinnati against Chicago. That's not a bad play either. It's cheap too. It's 2,800.
Seattle.
It is Chicago. It is Chicago. So no,
Cincinnati versus Chicago.
Kansas City. Well, I meant to say Kansas City.
Yeah.
I meant to say Kansas City, but yeah, Kansas City going against Chicago. I mean, it is Chicago, so we're going to see some sacks. We're going to see some picks, so why not? That's not a bad play either. I had the Giants. I even have the either or Cincinnati, Seattle, depending on how the line goes. We will talk about this on Sunday, but I think either one of those two defenses could play a major factor in, probably a millionaire maker.
4,000 is pretty high, but I got you on the low.
We gotta see where the line goes on Sunday, but I think either one of those defenses are a great play.
I hope you guys are right about Big Blue, man. I'd really like to see them come out.
You're playing the 49ers. Relax, dude. It's not like you're a Buccaneers fan, dude. Like, chill the fuck out.
I've seen the 49ers beat us in the playoffs before, so.
Yeah, when Joe Montana was playing quarterback.
No. It wasn't Joe Montana.
Yeah, but
it was Jeff Garcia.
No, you guys beat them the one time that Vernon Davis got on top of that podium-looking thing, and then
yeah.
That was a sick touchdown.
Yeah.
Well, he's basically done. He owns a Jamba Juice, so he's done. Whatever. All right, that'll do it for the big three. We all brought a date tonight, so it's the big four. Way to go. We will be back tomorrow night for college football. Nicky Rodriguez won't be in the building. Casey Carruthers won't be in the building as well. So I might be doing this shit solo. I don't know.
Hit me and Chris up. We might be able to help you out. We don't know. You gotta get some info out to us early. Let us break down some college info for you, with you, and with the rest of the world watching as well. So that'd be fun.
Could happen. We will talk about it. I mean, I got to pay, so if you guys can wait until I get back up.
Right on. Yeah, we'll see it. Crickets.
All over the turn. All right, we are the Big Three DFS. Check us out tomorrow night. As always, at the Big Three DFS is where you can find us on Twitter. Find me at 14a.walsh, at the Wagner Wire, at Chris Sweet. Where are you on Twitter?
At the Chris Sweet, and I'm the WagnerWire.com.
Boom.
I'm gonna be putting out my values either tomorrow or Friday. So look forward to that.
Always a great column. By the way.
Thank you.
Always.
And then Nicky Rodriguez, Daily Fantasy Addicts 1.
Yes, sir.
Damn, I'm getting good at this. I'm getting real good at this. All right, so I'm going back into the city.
In the city. Yes. All right, Don Henley. I'll see you there.
Oh, yeah. All right, we'll see you later, people. We are
Later.
the 3 DFS.
Peace.